Hi, Sanya. Good evening. How
Hi,
are you?
Bharat. Okay, I would say exhausted, but I'm well. How are you? Long time.
Right. I'm good. I'm doing good here. And how was your day?
It was a typical IIM day, one can imagine. I had 5 classes back to back. Then I had 2 sessions, one meeting, and now I'm here. That's why I'm not in my formals, and I'm really sorry for it. And also, I'm very sick, but when you're in IIM, you can't miss classes, you can't miss anything. It's like, the actual corporate experience where even if you're dying, you have to go to work. So that's what happened to
Yeah, I can understand it. It's very hectic. You have been going through many.
me.
So today let's begin your journey. Actually, I wanted to ask you a few questions about your journey, so it will be helpful to all the viewers and audience. Actually, after seeing your post, many are interested in your journey in the video.
Oh my God, that means a lot. Fine,
Yes.
I'll do my bit. I'll explain what I can.
Yes. So we'll start with like, when did you decide to pursue your MBA, and what was your first step?
I think it goes way back. Way back when I was a child, I always wanted to do MBA and I was very clear about it because my dad is an MBA. But the clear understanding that yes, this is I want my career to be with started during my graduation when I did an internship as a business operations intern. I knew that okay, MBA is the thing for me. And I developed that interest for business, how one can start a business from scratch and how you can take it to such heights that a business as an entity, your business as an entity can contribute to the economy of your country. And that is a very big thing. So I developed that interest in the arena in the field and I wanted to go ahead with that. So that's why MBA. And the first step was obviously to search about how do you get into the best B schools of your country. I always wanted to do MBA from India itself. So I researched about the colleges, how do you get in the colleges, what is the eligibility criteria? Because as we both were doing agriculture, I didn't even know that okay, if agriculture people can give MBA or is it a domain specific for us or we can do it with the other people also. So that is what I did. First step was to research for the exam and then I guess preparation for the exam.
Okay, you have been doing agriculture during graduation, right?
Yeah.
How this transition happened from agriculture to MBA?
Okay, so I would say the transition happened during, if you remember, we had a subject in first year called agriculture economics. That's where the transition happened. So we learned about business, and I felt that I feel more connected with the business aspects of agriculture rather than the theoretical aspects of agriculture. I wanted to know more about what you can do after you get the produce and not how do you get the produce. So I wanted to work on the after reason. How do you sell those produce? How do you make money from that produce? And I guess that's when the transition happened. And also during my intern, I worked like 6 months for a business.
Mhm.
So with agriculture products. So that time I realized, okay, this is a huge market. You can do great in this market. And that's why I realized during that time that yes, this is what I want to do. I want to be an MBA and I want to contribute to the business side of agriculture. Or maybe take the agriculture side to the money making level and not just an industry which people think is money draining, which it obviously is not. So yeah, that's why.
So, what are all the exam you prepared for, and what are all the exams attempted, and how was the preparation for each exam?
The preparation begins with your research. The first step should always be research. Which exam I want to give, which all exams I want to give, what is the pattern of the exam, and am I even capable enough to give that exam? Be real to yourself. You cannot crack each and every exam. Like during my research, I realized that that is not for me because it's not going to happen for me. So I researched about CAT and MAT and SNAP. I gave all the exams, including that, but CAT was the basic focus I had during my preparation. I researched about CAT, I enrolled in a coaching institute, and I got the materials, I started studying for it. So, yeah, I mean, the preparation begins with your research. Do complete research of the exam, which all subjects are there in the exam. How will you prepare for it? Do you even have the time to prepare for it with your job or with your internship or with your college, if you can do it or not? Take out time. And I guess that's how you proceed.
Yes. And most of our audience are graduates or the recent graduates. They wanted to know each and every step of your preparation. What are the steps involved in getting into IIM based on your experiences?
Okay, so to begin with, I was interning and I got the PPO offered from two different verticals in the same company. And that was the most crucial time for me because I had to decide, do I go through with my preparation like in full swing? I don't take up the job, I be at home, I prepare for it, or I work and I prepare for it simultaneously. So I've seen people even get into IIMs with a job. You can do that. It's very much possible. It is a person to person job. Like, you should know what you want to do. For me, it was not, I could not prepare with the job. So I did not take up a job. I was at home. I was preparing for CAT. And the preparation began with, what are your weak subjects? So there are phases in your preparation. Your initial phase should be focusing on the subjects you do not know. And it begins with day one of your preparation, give a mock test. I know, absurd. It sounds
Mhm.
absurd, but do it. First step should be your first mock. Give it, you'll realize what are the subjects you know a little, what are the subjects you don't know a little, and what are the subjects you have already given up on. So you know which one of the subject you have to focus on, right? When I gave my first mock, quants, I got 3 percentile in quants in my
Mhm.
first mock. And mind you, on the D day, I got 94 percentile in quants. So
That's
you
great.
need to realize where you have to focus. When I gave my first mark, I had 92 percentile in VRC, and on the D-Day, I had 99 percentile in VRC. So, but that doesn't mean that the subject you know in the beginning, you'll know till the end. You have to keep on putting efforts in the subject you know because that is the one which will help you gain the percentile. And the subject you don't know, which will be the one you have to, put more effort in it. So start with the subjects you don't know at all. Start studying from scratch. There are some concepts you won't know. Being from always a science background, I didn't know maths. So I had to brush up on my very basic skills of maths. I had to start with the class 10th maths book and then the modules. Every topic bit by bit, give it time, study, learn about it, then solve it, give continuous mocks. That's how you grow in the subjects you don't know. And the subjects you know what you have to do about it? Just 1 hour a day for that subject. Like give two RCs a day. Complete even one RC a day, but make sure you are learning from it. Even if you're doing one RC in 1 hour and you're learning a lot from it, it's enough learning for the day. It doesn't mean that you have to study 12, 13 hours to gain something. You have to do like 500, 600 questions to gain something. Even if 5 questions and you are learning 5 new concepts, you'll get 5 questions right in the main exam. That's what matters. Learn from it. Focus on the learning, not on the quantity of work you want to do. Anything you want to ask more specific?
Yeah, I mean, your strategy, the quality over quantity was perfect, and it works for most of the examinations. And you have told that math is my weak point. As you told, this will be the common thing for many of our science students, as you came from agriculture background and 12th also in biology. So how did you ace it? I mean, many have that fear in their minds that, oh, am I able to do math? Am I able to crack CAT without math or else with the basic math? So what will be your answer for them?
So my answer will be look at myself. From 3 to 94, it was a big journey. Like, if I can do it, if the person who is so scared of math exams that I cry in every math exam, today I'm in an IIM and I cry in all of my math exams. I'm that scared of maths. So if I can do it, everyone can do it. The strategy would be to learn from basics and don't get scared of it. It's not gonna bite you. You can do it. It's just a subject. You have to just get 10, 11 questions right and you'll be above all people. See, it's not percentage. You don't have to get 90% questions right. It's percentile. You have to be above 94% people. And like you and me, there are many people who are scared of maths. There are many people who know maths but will be scared on the D-Day. You just have to be better than them. You have to get your those 10 questions right. So basically you just have to be good in those 10 concepts. But what I did is I didn't leave any topic in maths.
Mm.
I covered everything because I was very scared of the subject. If I'm scared of a subject, why would I leave a topic? Imagine I've done a topic very well, but on the D day the question from that topic was on a higher difficulty level and nobody was able to do it. So among that 10 questions, my one question is gone. So
Mhm.
you have to do all the questions right. You can do this in the topics you know. You cannot do this in topics you don't know. You have to cover everything. So that's what I did. I start from scratch. Start learning. Focus on the learning part. Even if it takes 2 3 months to complete the whole, quant syllabus, only just the learning and not practice. Okay, so be it. You have time. Prepare for a whole year. Learn. the concepts, learn the formulas, learn how to use the formulas, learn how to derive the formulas. When you know how to do it, you can practice, and continuous practices. I have done that. My module of the institute I was in, I did that twice or thrice. That's how good you have to be in a subject if you want to ace it. Practice is key in maths. You cannot leave it. And start quants in the morning. That's the best strategy.
Mhm.
Because once in the evening you are so drained out that if you won't get a question right, you will feel so bad, you will have so many self doubts that you won't be able to do it. Start in the morning fresh. You have that spirit in you that okay, I want to do it, I want to ace it. Start there. You'll do great. that
Uh,
that was my quant strategy.
that was great. I mean, you started from almost it's 0 to 95 and 94 was
Yeah,
so good. And after your CAT exam, what was your next steps, and how did you ace it? I mean, students feel like I cannot attend a group discussion, I am very shy, or else as we are from science background and we don't have much interactions between people, we are mostly with lab equipments and all these things. So how did you ace the group discussion in the interview?
I always say to people that to ask about GD, I'm not the right person because I've always been
Mhm.
good at GD. I'm not even scared of interviews or GDs. And I don't want to say this like on camera, but I never prepare for GDs because I've always been good at GDs. So I'm not the perfect person to answer it, but I'll tell you what works for me. In a GD, always, if you are scared and if you don't know about the topic, always speak second. You'll get the attention. You'll speak on the topic, the panel will see you, and you don't have to know the topic that much because the first person has already introduced the topic. So you know little about the topic, speak about the topic. Second thing you can do in a GD if you don't know a lot about the information is, if the group is diverting from the main topic, bring it back to the main topic. It happens a lot in GDs that a group, you take one topic, everyone starts talking about it, and the main topic, gets buried somewhere and nobody's talking about it. If you will be the one who say, okay, groups, people, whatever, folks, let's get back to the topic, it instantly drives attention towards you that okay, you're trying to get back to the main topic and then speak about the main topic. It's a very good strategy, always works. Always speak twice or thrice in a GD. If you've spoken once and you don't speak again, it'll look like, okay, ho gaya mera. Now I don't want to speak. Mine is done. Oh, hush. Thank God I've spoken. No, be a part of the GD. Take notes while other people are speaking. Even if you don't write anything meaningful, just at least write something when other people are speaking. It will give that perspective to the panel that you are not just good at speaking, you're also good at listening, which also matters a lot in a GD. Write your points, write other people's points, take on that points. One more thing you can do if you don't know the topic is you can agree or disagree. Now you don't know about the topic, but you have listened to the person who has spoken before you. So either in yourself you agree on it or you disagree on it. And you can say both of the things in a GD. You can say, okay, I agree on your point or I disagree on your point. Then in a GD, never be very harsh on people. If you even if you don't agree with somebody, you can't say, oh my God, such a bad point, I do disagree with you. No, what you have to do is you have to say, I would like to say that this is thing you've said, but I disagree with this point. Then back it up with facts. Why do you disagree with it? I disagree with it because of this. Then back it up with a solution. How, what are your points? For example, if somebody say e-commerce is money draining and you say no, I disagree with it. Why do you disagree with it? I have this is the reason. I agree. No, it's very, people buy from it. It is very trending nowadays and it will go a long way as everyone is coming online. Then example, why? I have worked in this industry. I have this numbers. It's more impressive if you back it up with a fact and then with a solution. It works a lot. Also try to involve numbers are catchy and numbers stay with people's brains. If you know about the topic, if you have some numbers, say numbers, percentages, 90% people do this, 70% people do this, and where did you get that number from? But also if you don't know about the topic, kindly don't use numbers ever. The panel will fact check the numbers, and if you're wrong with numbers, creates a very bad impression. Next is, it's your IIMGD. I mean, once in a lifetime opportunity, a college is gonna call you. Please prepare for it. Start reading newspapers helps a lot. I started reading newspaper while preparing for CAT written exam only. You cannot expect yourself to know about everything in 1 month of your GD preparation. Started on day one. Read newspaper. Every morning, first thing you do with your preparation, read the newspaper completely. Not just the business news. If you have That this is what you do towards the end of your exam. When the exams are approaching, you only read business news. But in the starting, you need every single news. Now, I'll share one experience. During my IIM Rohtak's interview, what they asked me about in general affairs was farmer strikes, which was very trending that day. They asked me about a particular article that featured in the newspaper of 14th February. And when was my interview? 14th February. I read the newspaper while coming to the campus in the cab. I read an article and I was asked about that particular article. Do you expect from a person who has an interview to read the newspaper on the morning of the interview? No, nobody does that. Aspirants are not even reading interviews when they are free at home.
Mhm.
But they expected me to read it and I read it and I answered it. Maybe that's the reason I'm here. Maybe that's the reason they thought that I'm pouring in so much effort. So that's you have to do. Stay up to date. It'll help you in your GD, it'll help you in your PI, it'll help you in your VAT thing. I also gave IIM Ahmedabad's interview. So I also had to prepare for AWT. And when you go for IIM Ahmedabad, they can ask you anything and everything. They can ask you a news 10 years earlier news. So they'll ask you a news 10 minutes earlier that came. So everything's
So
gonna happen.
yes, so consistency was your key, right?
Yeah,
You
consistency,
prepared for
hard
everything,
work, it's
right?
key. Please be up to
And
date on your current affairs.
okay, and you have told that you have attended IIM Ahmedabad interview too. And what are all the other B school interviews you have attended for?
I did IMI Delhi, I did IMT Ghaziabad, then I did IRMA, IIM Rohtak, IIM Ahmedabad. I think I had IIM Lucknow, and now I'm forgetting. I think one, two more I did.
Oh,
Other than IIM Ahmedabad and Lucknow, I got into every other. I gave 7 interviews, and if you take the two A and L out, I got in every other business school.
oh, that's great and very inspiring. So, how did you feel when you see the news of, oh, I got converted to IIM Rohtak?
I got my IIM Rohtak results after my IIM Ahmedabad and Lucknow results. So I was rejected from two IIMs and I was very scared because you've been rejected from two IIMs. What is even the slightest chance of getting into the third? But I got in and it's a mixed emotions. You feel happy, you feel excited, and you feel scared also. Because the thing that comes to your mind is I'm from a science background. People will be there from business background. They'll do so much great than me. What will I do? How will I fit in? So you always have this thing in your brain. You always feel scared, and I felt it too. Yeah, but I was happy enough.
So, what was your first step and first feeling when you stepped into IIM Rohtak?
I think I'm not allowed to say that. It's very confidential. But the moment you get into an IIM, you feel exhausted. It's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. It starts with the process of when your parents leave you at the door. They don't let your parents in, to the hostel premise and all that, because obviously very confidential. They leave you at the door. So you have to take your own bags to your own hostel, set your own room, and then the very next day your classes begin. The very next day your classes begin. In the morning, 8:45 sharp. So it was very overwhelming. It was not at all like my grad college. There was no one to help, there was no warden. You take your keys, you open your room, you set your room, and then you go to classes. And the classes begins and it was 5 classes per day. 3 before lunch and 2 after lunch. One class goes on for 75 minutes. And you have 5 such classes, 5 different subjects. Every class ends with a quiz. So you have 5 quizzes per day.
So you have, so the life is very fast paced at IIM. So, what helped you to adapt with that fast paced life?
I don't think I can still say I'm adapted to the life even after these almost 6 months. But I think what helps you adapt is being consistent. This has always been my motto. You have to be consistent and accept your environment and the situation. And feel grateful for the fact that you have worked so hard and now you're here, you have to ace it. Now I feel every day that cat was the easiest thing. The journey is the toughest part. You have to sail through this, and this is IIMs are so fast paced, you won't even know when it's over. Like today, I got my midterm results, and like 4 or 5 subjects came again, one after the other. I was in class and I could see the notifications pop up, and I was waiting for the class to end so I can see my marks. And it's like your clubs and committees, your exams, then your LPs, your internships, SIP interviews, everything will happen together and you have to be there everywhere. You have your personal commitments, you have your professional commitments, you have to be at once, you have to be at four places. You have to manage it. And I guess that is what IIM is. It's very fast paced, but you'll do it.
So you have told that there will be committee meetings, SIPs, and preparation for the placements, all these things. And how it will be? Could you please explain it more detail? How will be a life of an IIM student starting from first year to ending with the second year and getting into a company and placements things?
So you enter MBA, this IIM, and after entering, I think after 1 month or so, you have your clubs and committee interviews. So it's not like I want to be in this committee and I'll get in this committee. No, you have to give interviews for it. Your seniors, the senior team will take interviews for it. The interview will have 4 to 5 rounds, a video submission, SOP submission, or maybe then GDs, PI round 1, PI round 2, PI round 3. All this happens, and all this happens after your classes. You've done your 5 sessions, you go to your room, and then all the process begins. So, for first years, I guess for first, after 1 month, this all happens. You apply to some committees, and then the process is done, and you get either you get in on your first preference or second or third preference. I got in my first preference. So, I'm in the academic committee, just to begin with. And yeah, I think it's very rigorous. It's very rigorous. And but it's not compulsory. You don't have to be a part of any club and committee. But I would suggest you should be. Now that I'm in the academic committee, I think my whole batch knows me by face and my name because I'm
Does it
always
helps?
here and there. It helps a lot. Even if it doesn't help you on the CV, which it will, it add a POR to your CV, but it helps, I guess, in your character development, your personality development. You talk to a lot of people, you work with a lot of people, you learn so many things. Like I coordinate with admin, and that is very tough. You have to be at your best professional behavior at all times. And it helps a lot. It helps a lot. You learn a lot of things. If you're in the placement committee, you're talking with so many external stakeholders, so many internal stakeholders. Obviously, every committee plays a very, very crucial role. And whatever your interest is, you learn a lot. So everyone should be part of a club or committee. That's what I feel.
So when will be the placements beginning at IIM and how it will be? And are you into any company now? Did you get, I
Okay,
mean, an
so
internship or something?
your SIP interviews and the companies will start coming in the moment you enter the campus. After 1 month, I think it starts.
Oh,
So so it's a very confidential information, and I cannot tell you the name of the companies that come and when it comes and when it goes, and if I'm in any or not. That is confidential by the placement committee. So we are not allowed to give in that information until unless the final placements happen. So, but yeah, I'll tell you, it starts coming in very soon, and it'll keep coming till we'll have an internship in April. So it keeps coming until then, but it starts very early. You have to be very prompt. It's not like, okay, I'll stay there for 6 months, I'll see how it goes, and then the companies will come. No, after a month or so, they'll start coming in. Our placement committee is very prompt. They'll give you so many companies to work for. So it'll start very early. And final placements is the same. You enter your second year, and I guess in some months it just starts coming in. So you have to always, always be prepared.
I mean, people are so, I mean, they said IIM as a dream by seeing the placement numbers and the network there and the achievements of IIM people. They see like CEO of the so and so company is from IIM, or else so and so person is getting a package of 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, and he's from or she's from IIM. Uh, how does IIM helps to get that? Or it only helps in the part of placements, or else you will also build the network, which helps us building in some kind of business, or else to gain more heights.
I won't comment on the numbers because every other IM has different placement numbers, and
Right.
every year different companies come with different placement numbers. So that I won't comment on. But does IM helps a lot. And I would like to tell everyone placements is the last thing an IM will help you with. I mean, you will see it as your biggest achievement, but it's not. IM helps you with your overall personality development. You come out as a different person and you go out as a different person. Use the perspective with which you see the world changes so much. You change so much. You can s- complete your work till 4 in the morning. You can party till 6, sleep at 7, wake up, get ready, have breakfast, and be in class at 8:45. I wasn't this person, but I am that person now. That is what IIM does to you. You see things so differently now. You see the business world so differently now. You are a completely changed person. You are a completely professional person. For you now, professional commitments matter so much that even if you are very, very sick, you'll still attend that meeting. You'll still go to that session. You'll still give that speech or interview. That is what IIM does to you. It changes you. I
So,
think that's what it adds.
yes, what advice would you give to the students who are preparing for IIMs and planning to get into IIMs?
Luck doesn't happen that way. You have to work very, very hard for it and be consistent in your studies. This 1 year will set the course of your whole destiny. If you want to be in an IIM, be consistent, be hardworking, and remove the self doubt. And it goes with the number of mock tests you give. It's very important. Start early with mock tests. After 2 months into preparation, you can start giving mocks, no matter how much score you get. And don't get, demoralized by the mock scores. It'll improve in the long run. But give mocks, give a lot of mocks. It improves your self doubt. You will be less scared of the exam and be consistent. Study every single day. I think and you'll get in. I know
Uh,
it's tough, but I think anyone can do it.
yes, and how does mentorship helps in getting into IIM? I mean, there are students who come from he or she will be the first member in the family to study in a B school or something, right? So, how does mentorships help them? And did you take any mentorships from any academy or any person specifically?
I was enrolled in an institute and I had a mentor there, but I think the one who helped me a lot was I have a friend, like it's a family friend, and he recently did his MBA from FMS. Like when I was preparing, he did his MBA from FMS. He graduated with a package of 30 LPA and he works at Paytm. So he was the one to go to. I used to text him, call him every now and then asking for help, like, can I do this? Can I do that? How to prepare for this? How to prepare for that? And it helps a lot. From a person who is currently in a B school who has just now given the exam and they tell you about, their journey, how to help. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. Like your organization is helping students. It's very helpful. Without help, you won't be able to reach IIMs. Like you are just, a new person who doesn't know about all of this. So it helps a lot. It helps a lot. Mentorship is very important.
And final thing, so actually, students are completely unaware of many things, and they will be doubtful, they will be fearful, and to stay consistent in this journey, what will be helping them most, and what should be they doing every day and day to day to keep on being consistent and to keep on being motivational.
Is your motivation should be your future life. Think about how you want your life to be. Do you want it to be still the life you have after graduation, or you want to ace it up? If you want to, that is enough motivation to change your life, to transform your life is enough motivation. Every one of us gets demotivated every now and then. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends. I used to talk to you. Talk to your friends. They'll, boost in confidence. You I mean, confidence and motivation comes from within. You have to believe in yourself that I can do this and I want to change my life. I want to get into a B school. I want to do business. This is what I want my life to be. Talk to your near dear ones, talk to your friends, talk to your family when you feel demotivated. Listen to songs, go for a walk. Helps a lot every now and then. You just don't have to study, study, study. But one thing which removes all nervousness is how prepared you are. Preparedness is, equally inversely proportional to nervousness. The more prepared you are, the less nervous you will be. It always works. So be 100% prepared if you don't want to be nervous. And if still you are nervous, do things you like. Don't give up on your hobbies. You can do 10-15 minutes of your hobbies, it'll help you. That's what I believe.
And many students are confused between doing an MBA in India or doing an MBA abroad. So what is your point in this? What do you say?
See, what I believe is if you want to work in India, then you should do MBA from India. Not because like the universities that are not in India are not good, but recruiters have a certain mindset. If your recruiter is Indian and he hears the name IIM, FMS, Symbiosis, they'll have a certain sort of a bias towards you. Because for them, since childhood, they've heard these are the top B schools. If you want to work outside of India, I think you can go for an MBA outside India. I never explored that outside MBA option, so I'm not the perfect person to answer this. But if you're doing it from India and working in India, I think it's comfortable. I think it's great. Recruiters know your college's name, they'll help you. You have alums, alumni network will help you get jobs. So I think both are good It's just based on your preference, what you want.
So we at BharathRise help students getting into their, mm, dream schools or else the dream colleges, either it is India or in abroad. So how do you think like organizations like us will be helping and bridging the students in getting into their dream destinations?
I
Easy,
think it will
will it
help
be
a lot.
helpful?
It will be very helpful because I didn't had like an entire organization to help me. I just had one person to go to, and I had to listen to him. Now, sometimes like if you listen to my advice and you follow my advice, maybe you'll get it, maybe you don't. But if you have multiple people, if you have a whole organization, you get insights from so many people, you have that diversified knowledge about so many domains, it'll obviously help. I think it is the perfect place to come to solve your doubts and get that dream mentorship you want. And it's not like you have to have personal connections also. It's just very professional. You can get your doubts cleared. I think it's best. I would love it if you would have done it before.
Oh, thank you for your, appreciating words, Sanya. And if students has any other questions, we will be connecting later, and I hope you will be helping them for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Please, you can mention my LinkedIn. You can connect on me on LinkedIn, and you can ping me your questions. I'll answer it. I am very very busy, so I can't say I'll answer right then. But whenever I get the time, I'll definitely answer.
So yes, students, you can ping Sanya on LinkedIn. You can connect with her. She's very helpful and she will be responding to you whenever she is available.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sanya, for joining the interview and sharing your experience. And it will help many students, and you are inspirational to many. That will be helping the students to go through their path and keeping them motivational whenever they see videos like yours.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you. If anyone has any doubt, they can connect to me on LinkedIn. I am very much there to help you guys. And
Oh,
you are doing great. Doing great.
thank